and they will have strong impact on the customer's perception of the lead. Therefore, we have focused on those ones.
Okay, no, that's very reasonable. And in terms of place, where are these boats to be made and indeed then to be sold and distributed?
When it comes to production, the new production facility in Cima, the third one, is available to produce such as we think that establishing appropriate R&D department would improve the production of the boats.
What is more, we recommend to organize, for example, boat parties with boat shows or events like in Cannes, and we believe that this is also the right place to sell these boats as you have direct access to the final customer over there.
And do you think, finally from me, there'll be any uplift in general boat sales across the Flying Bridge, Sport Cruiser and other E-range boats that we sell?
We basically perceive the P3000, the new P3000 model to be a great way to promote Normandy even further. So if the customers prefer calm resting on the yacht, they will probably choose the other product of Normandy, but the brand will be more recognizable worldwide.
So any idea of how that might translate into additional boat sales or indeed revenue?
We believe the sales will increase.
We can't predict right now because it's quite an innovative marketing campaign, and we can't give you the exact number. However, we will monitor the recent sales and what we compare the products.
What, in your estimate, would be the time taken from order taking to delivery of the boat? And to add to that, during that time, what would be the strategy that you follow for communication with the customer?
When it comes to producing the boat, so as the first part of the question, this would be a little bit longer than producing a standard boat due to different hulls with different engines for the order. When it comes to the second part of your question, we would recommend to stay with the same connection as it is right now in Merladi. We perceive that as well, so the 20% of the payment paid at the day of the order, 30% payment at the day when the engines come, and 50% when the customer can take a boat. So.
In terms of price, and it's possible I may have missed this, so apologies if I have. You suggested a 5% increase in the price. Now, if let's say I've got a P3000 right now, and you've got this new version out, and I want to purchase one of those, there's a 5% increase in price. How do you justify that 5% increase in price to the customer? Because essentially it's the same boat, maybe with a slightly different design.
We would also recommend in new boat the online design system that would be available to the customers, such as one provided by the wider. Also, the new technology needs to be improved to commence a boat, because new engines, better engines that would improve the speed of the boat, will also be included in the product.
What is more, we can see an increase in the boat standard perception from the side of customers because of huge success of motorboat racing. So it might also influence the price positively.
Okay, so from a tangible perspective, I'm paying for a better engine. That's the 5%, and then you're hoping that because of the success from the race, I'll be willing to pay a bit more for it. I think that's what you're suggesting, right?
Both of those factors contribute to the 5%.
Okay, thanks.
Final question for me. Obviously, producing 15 new units of powerboats like this, how would you actually organise your workforce with regard to the production of these boats? So what you've got is 15 units, 3 potential designs, totally bespoke, high-end quality, prestige requirements from a customer, high-end pricing, what sort of a workforce requirement would you have and how would you organise that?
Well, first of all, Mervati, till this moment, produces on demand, which means at the moment customer orders a boat, it is produced. So producing 15 new B3000 models would be in similar manner than the previous ones. The workforce would be the same as is working now in current production facilities. As for your question about the interior designers, each three of them, which we have mentioned, are already implemented in the company, so it would be simply economic of scale to employ them in another project.
I would like to add that the current suppliers of Mervati are well-established companies, are one of the biggest companies in their segment on the market, and the cooperation between Mervati and them contains strong know-how, so companies know how to work with each other, and therefore they will be able to follow the increasing production of Mervati.
I would have a question to the sales staff or agents. Well, we have learned that we are now aiming at quite different marketing models like the Red Bull or James Bond, so this is probably quite different from our average approach to the regular boats, not the racing boats. So how do we then move on with sales agent or sales staff, or what do we need now, a new sales group, or do we just train our salespeople? So on one hand they are just selling the luxury boats and the racing boats, or how do we approach that?
Let me take this one. We believe that these boats should be sold through sales agents channel, as they have the highest knowledge about the necessities, the requirements of customers. And as we have suggested a lot of customization stuff in our proposal, we believe that they will know what customer needs the most.